Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Josh and Casey React. We are back for another movie reaction. Josh, what do we have today?
Today we were watching Napoleon. Now, as I've mentioned in previous videos, I'm not going to lie to you guys. When I've seen a movie before, I have seen this movie. I saw it in the theater. Awesome movie. Really enjoyed it. This will be Casey's first time watching it.
Oh, yeah. Very excited.
Fresh reaction.
Fresh reaction. I wanted to see this movie in theaters because I feel like it's a big action movie that deserved the big screen, but didn't get a chance to, so now we're watching it now, and I'm very excited because I love almost anything Joaquin Phoenix, and I heard he actually did a pretty good job in this role, despite the reviews, which were pretty mixed from people. I think it had high expectations.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it afterwards. I don't want to say too much right now, but we appreciate you all being here, so thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already, and then, of course, we got the Patreon going, and we want to build up that community as much as possible so we can give you some behind-the-scenes looks and, of course, some exclusive content. So make sure to head over there after this video or now if you want to watch the full featured reaction.
Absolutely.
So let's just get right into it, shall we?
Let's do it. Wait, this is an Apple original?
I forgot. Yeah, it is.
How did I not know that?
They got so much money to work with now, Apple. I mean, for them, this is peanuts.
It's crazy.
First $1 trillion company. Scot-free, baby. How good is your French history?
It's not great. I know they get angry a lot. We didn't mention this again. Another, I mean, I know they take a lot of liberties here, but slightly based on true story movie, which I always appreciate.
Yeah. I think, so this must have been after, so this is towards the end of the French Revolution. So I'm trying to remember, storming the Bastille, I think, was at the beginning. It's just such a terrifying device. I'm surprised a woman of her stature couldn't escape before all of this manifested.
It's the French for you. Oy. Oh my god. I love how it was like a public spectacle back then. Like, you would take your kids to go see this, like the beheading, and they'd get excited.
Times are different, that's all I can say. I appreciate the fact that they're doing it in just regular English without the accents.
Yep. Yeah, the accents are throwing me off slightly, but...
Well, I just appreciate the fact that they didn't do a horrible French accent.
Right, true. It'd also be weird seeing Joaquin Phoenix doing French accent. That might be strange.
Yeah. I mean, if you could pull it off well, it works, but oftentimes, especially if they're American. It's a lot of firepower.
I mean, talk about brutal working conditions.
People complain nowadays. Can you imagine that?
It's too hot in this office.
I think OSHA would have some issues. British were not well liked during this period of history, were they?
Nope. The OG colonists. No Ring doorbell or anything?
British got too cocky.
Get the mortars up there!
Those had to be so heavy.
Man, just having to get up those ladders, like guys just pointing the gun right down at you.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Oh, that's not good.
Woo! Oh, man. I do appreciate that they show the actual brutality of all of this. Ripley Scott is a master at that.
And who are you even shooting at that point?
Yeah, I don't think there's such a thing as friendly fire.
Like, how could you even tell who the other guy is? Like, just it looks so dark.
Oof.
Oh,
Right on the rocks. It's impressive to have that degree of accuracy with those things. Oh, God.
ooh-wee. Ugh.
Quite a souvenir.
Oh, is that Andrew Garfield? What?
No,
No way.
I don't think so. He's too big for
Yeah,
a
for
small
that,
part like
yeah,
that.
looked exactly like him.
He is unfit to rule.
Yeah, he invented the guillotine, right? Robespierre? I think he did. I guess props for trying to get away. But
Yeah, all right.
a little overpowered there.
Ooh.
Did he shoot himself? I swore that he also was put on the guillotine. I'm not sure.
Listen, I know they took some historical liberties with this movie, so.
I might be wrong about that one.
By the way, what did he shoot himself with? Like a arrow dart? Like, look at that.
Ooh.
Oh, that went through the cheek, huh?
Oh, he missed.
The guillotine, my friend.
Nope, yeah. How convenient.
Crazy to think that this was, you know, not that long ago, relatively.
People were savages back in the day.
Still are.
Still, yes. Yeah, we have more laws, but our nature hasn't changed. A little small, don't you think?
Huh?
It's a little small.
Yeah, a little bit. It took me a second. That's good.
Before Avengers, we had this.
Is that a man? That's fantastic. We'll say the hats back then were banging. I would
They were.
walk around with that hat.
I
Come
think
on
I
now.
read that because Joaquin Phoenix is vegan, that they had to they had to custom make his hat with special type of
Like
materials.
fake leather.
Yeah.
If you're vegan, you can't wear a leather hat.
Well, it's because of his, he's very much against killing of animals and all that stuff.
That first scene must have been tough.
And maybe they slipped that one in after. And she's been popping up in everything, this actress, Jessica
Yeah, I don't
Vanessa
know her
Kirby.
name.
Hard at work.
I mean, that had to be Josephine, right? I mean, they're just gonna walk over that.
Yeah.
My mother said that you were the only man of authority to retrieve the sword.
Just making a play. It's funny, America has a little different policy about citizens holding weapons, doesn't it?
It's like, oh yeah, sure, give them the gun.
The British occupied both, yet we both veered in different directions on that one. Be fun. What period of history do you think had the best outfits?
It's a good question. I mean, all these people had like 7 layers of clothes on at a time. So
It's
I'm
got to
on
be
that.
so hot. Summertime. Seduction at work.
I believe the kids call that Riz. Josh.
I was gonna say at least he asked for consent, but he,
All right. It
he
didn't
did
matter.
kind of, yeah. I don't think that word was invented
Wow.
back in the day.
Look at this smooth operator right here.
Yeah. I'm assuming the sword was she was making a play at Napoleon, am I right?
Yeah.
Perfume from the letter. He's not a big talker, is he?
And when his head was cut off, all his mistresses watched. If you look down, you'll see a surprise.
What kind of surprise are we talking about?
Best kind of surprise. I love the slow glance down.
There are more of us!
The old school pickup techniques, man.
Take notes, ladies. Getting deja vu. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm out of there.
That's one way to clear an insurrection.
Woo!
Oh.
According to
Oh my god. It's a quick courtship.
So emotional.
The love is palpable.
There you go.
Now he's feeling it.
Uh-oh.
Smell trouble. You would think the husband would want to sit next to his new wife,
Right.
not at the opposite end of the table.
Yeah, next to that guy. That guy taking a shot at the general?
And here you thought Napoleon had Riz.
All right, very quick transition.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, God. That is so great. I just wonder what the stage direction was for that.
And Caesar, as I have been sent to liberate Egypt.
That's a cool shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that definitely never happened.
No. So yeah, is there a cannonball lodged into the top of the pyramid? I don't think so. You know what? I appreciate it though. I don't care.
It's cool. It makes him, seem greater than he is. Uh-oh.
There's no survival for me except in you. What are you doing?
Man.
That only you can please me.
He's got a little bit of controlling issues, it seems. I wonder if these are real letters that he actually wrote.
I feel like they are. I've seen some samples of his letters and it doesn't seem too out of the ordinary.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know, which pharaoh is this supposed to be? Might want to wash your hands.
You expect me to believe this? Yes.
Oh man.
Someone's in denial.
No dessert for you.
Oh.
Yeah, they could have shown maybe a side shot.
Yeah. This shot would have been fine.
General Kleber will be informed of his succession to command after I've left.
You would think the guy sleeping with his wife would be smarter about who he chose to sleep with. I feel
Right.
like this is not a guy you'd want to mess
No.
with. A military general. Unless he's just getting off on the thrill of it.
Oh my god, that isn't a newspaper? Oh man, dude.
Even back then, the media was brutal.
That is rough. Well, guillotine.
That's what happens.
Settle her stuff.
What is it the kids say nowadays for the streets?
For the streets. You're learning, Josh.
Learn my Gen Z slang.
I mean, even like you're married to the general. I mean, come on now. On both sides.
I'm not built like other men. And I'm not subject to petty insecurity. I'm just a brute. It is nothing without you.
Yes, you are.
Some reverse psychology. And she knows how to play him like the fiddle.
Did you have affairs?
Of course I did.
Of course.
Were they pretty?
Yeah.
They served their purpose.
More than I do.
They cried less.
Man.
He really knows how to get at a lady's heart.
It is not you. It certainly is not you. Although you're very good at scowling. Added to which the discovery that my wife is a slut.
It's a simple letter of resignation. We would like to...
not signing anything!
Hey, look at that art.
It's probably in the Sistine Chapel now. Is that the guy from Saltburn?
Yeah, it is. It's the
butler?
Butler.
I shall.
Smart man.
Yep.
My breakfast. I'm enjoying a succulent breakfast. Oh, you catch me! Enjoy your breakfast.
What's with the flailing?
What is that? It's like Trump talking about something. Honestly, this is a good comedy.
Say so. Unintentionally so.
Poorly executed takeover. A powerhouse.
You have violated the Constitution!
Oh, man.
Could you imagine if this just happened in Congress?
Hey, it almost did. It would have been entertaining.
Yeah.
For their attempt on the liberty of this country.
They're trying to kill me!
I will kill my brother if he betrays the freedom of the French people.
Look, that look of like,
That's
well,
great.
it's worth a shot.
Have you seen The Death of Stalin?
No.
Oh, man, that might be on the list. This is honestly, that one's a comedy, but this is kind of related to it.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
It's a good shot right there.
Yeah.
Shall we vote?
Nice.
That's how to motivate a vote for sure. Is that Versailles? You were in France, right?
Yeah.
Did you go to Versailles?
Did not. Didn't get a chance. Went to Paris. That was a bit overrated.
Yeah, I liked it actually. Versailles is awesome though. It's really cool.
Yeah. I went to Mont Blanc, and that was beautiful.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You get into the bed of your masters.
Ugh.
Okay.
Ugh. God.
Shivers.
Ugh. Oh, yeah. Gotta have the little yappy dog.
Always. I was always a staple.
You have the, yeah,
Even today.
aristocracy. I also like the touching of everything.
Yeah, it wouldn't seem right, would it, if she just showed up with a German Shepherd by her side, a Great Dane?
Mother, Josephine.
Good to see you.
Josephine, mother.
Look at that bling.
This way.
Your Majesty.
Ooh, that looks like a nasty cut.
So he needs an ally that he can also call a friend.
They know him well, did their research.
Or suffer the consequences for a man bent on peace at any cost.
He's got such great facial expressions, that
I
actor.
would say he's a great actor.
You think you're so great because you have boats!
Tis a shame such a great man should have no manners.
The smugness.
What the hell?
The way you like it.
The servants are like, we know, we get the cue. God.
All right, come on then.
How romantic. Don't mess up my hair. God, man. Oh, it's just, I didn't know how awkward he was, or like how weird and strange.
I'll have to look up after. We'll do some research on the legitimacy of all of this.
I know he was weird with her. Like, with
Okay.
specifically, he was crazy.
Well, he
for
clearly
her.
has some like strange obsessiveness.
It was a question. Now it's an accusation.
He's kind of terrifying though. Like if I were her, he's the last type of person you'd want to be with. So you never know when he could just flip.
As wife of the first consul, I haven't found the time. I spend many hours cleaning up after you.
I don't need to explain to you the importance of this, do I?
What, you want an heir?
I want one now.
What the? It's like the guy standing there, right? Okay.
All right, next scene.
Man, I'm just thinking of him as wasn't he actual Caesar in Gladiator?
No, I don't think so.
Shit. Look that up
Or-
real quick.
No, I think it was post Caesar. I mean, I could be wrong. It's been a hot minute since I've seen that movie. Look at that robe. Costume design.
And Christ give you to rule with him in his eternal.
Love that shot. This whole thing looks like a painting.
Oh, that guy is. Ooh, he's in trouble. By the way, he played Commodus in Gladiator. Joaquin Phoenix. I think he.
No, he was
No,
forget. Wasn't Caesar.
no, it's Commodus.
Oh, it was Commodus. Okay.
If you do not bear me a child tonight, there will be a divorce.
Oh my God.
In this home to bear a child.
Yes, there has. There have been years of it. And with more than just me,
Oof.
you are empty.
You're fat.
I enjoy my meals. Destiny has brought me here.
It's a good way to answer that question. What a classy dinner. I enjoy my meals.
I've always liked the general, but he has like no confidence or like self-worth in himself when it comes to her.
No self-esteem.
Like, look at this.
It's very hot and cold.
That's a good shot. What a dog trudging out in the snow.
That's a real general right there.
Call him creepy all he wants, but his success was definitely.
You can't deny his
Undoubtable.
military tactics, yeah. I feel like every great person in history had a lot of weird shit behind the curtains.
A little confused here as to who's fighting who exactly.
It's the French versus the Russian.
Right, I meant
and
like
the
in the shot,
Austrians.
like who's that? Who's in the camp? I know they're up top.
think it's just a mixture of the... Or that might be the Austrians down below.
Or is that also them?
I think that's them. Or no, I'm sorry. I think they're at the camp. Because they said imminent, so I'm assuming that's the Russians and the Austrians.
Right, and they're attacking the camp, who is the French.
I think that's like a decoy.
Right, okay.
Holy shit.
Just unimaginable. Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus.
God. Oh my god.
It's the last thing you want to see.
All right, let's see some cannons, baby. Oh, no. Yes, sir. That's a cool shot.
Yeah. I thought you were cold watching Society of the Snow. Cold in a different way, but... Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, shit.
Oh. Oh.
We're pinned in!
Oh, now they decided off the ice?
Oh.
Francis, so nice to finally meet you.
He will be joining us. He's beside himself with rage.
But after all, there'll be less tears. And I know you will remember this gesture of kindness.
Thank you.
Somehow I don't think that will be remembered.
To friendship, a glorious peace.
It seems he has a problem with not being respected by his counterparts. At least that was a bigger dog. It's an odd place for a bathtub, too.
Yeah, I think they can put it wherever they want.
We will conduct a very practical experiment.
Bring her in.
Is to see if you can father a child. And then we will from an heir to the throne of France.
Tough task.
Man, you gotta love science back then. Now they got, like, doctors for that.
The old-fashioned way.
Go on. Man, imagine being this girl. Oh, that's so strange. Thank God they didn't show that.
Yeah. It just cues him.
Oh,
Okay.
God. I don't need to. No, and she looked literally way too young.
Made her pregnant.
Shocker.
Ah, Josephine.
I know, you'll have a bastard child.
Dang.
To the interests of my people.
Man.
Such a gentle soul. This this the equivalent of like when a celebrity divorce happens, they take screenshots of their notes app on their iPhone?
That's
Oh shit.
right.
Oh God.
Jesus.
His truest friend.
I can't tell if she truly loves him or despises him.
Yeah, they've done a good job of both, honestly.
You know he practiced that signature.
That was crisp. Yeah, that's pretty good too.
Yeah, so smooth. Something tells me they had a calligrapher do that part.
Why was there 2 eyes in Josephine?
I think it was for
J.
the J.
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
And will
Not too
continue
bad.
to be the guide of all your actions.
Divorce life is serving her well.
You can never
What do you
tell
think
the
that property's worth today?
sensibilities for your
Oh my god.
Nice.
How
50,
about
60
Limitless?
million.
Thank you.
Josephine.
Good morning, Mademoiselle.
Comes with a servant. Nice. Are those busts of himself?
No.
Or supposed to be? Aye, aye, Captain. Just makes me think of the SpongeBob
Oh yeah.
intro, the
Yeah.
pirate at the beginning.
Do not permit yourself to fall into melancholy. You look best when you're happy.
It's like you just divorced me.
Listen, there's.
At dinner, I was charmed by your sister.
Oof.
Well, you see, Anna, she's 15 years old.
That is a detail.
Jesus. Man. Dog.
Jesus Christ.
That is what is important between us. I just had a thought.
No, say it.
Should I tell you?
Please.
His Majesty the Emperor Napoleon wishes to know.
It's crazy how much history just gets decided by conversations like those.
Yeah.
So did he not remarry the woman who had his child?
I don't think so. I think that was just a test. Experiment.
You're quite petite. I'm not accustomed to that. Do I resemble my portrait?
Oh, yes. Even more handsome and strong.
She look exactly like Josephine, or is it just me?
There's a resemblance.
Would you like to see the bedroom?
Yes.
Man.
They don't mess around. It's a fast turnaround. And here's the son that you couldn't bear.
Man, yeah, what a kick in the teeth.
I'm sorry, but I always wonder who volunteers their babies for these movies.
Good question.
Be a good, I guess, maybe when he grows up, Tinder profile. You know that baby
Yeah.
from Napoleon? Yep, right here.
Oof.
He's decided to open his ports to England.
Ooh.
I must
Wrong.
wipe away my melancholy and
Move.
begin the march to Moscow.
The Russians don't forget.
Unbelievable. Also, so Russia turned and Austria didn't.
Guess not. Well, because he married the Austrian family.
Oh, right.
Or married into it. I don't think any...
Oof.
I don't think any military has successfully invaded Russia, with the exception of maybe the Mongols.
Yeah. Siberia is pretty tough. It's on the other side, but the Russian winters are just brutal. Oof. The hats are pretty sick. I'll give them that. Those are nice.
Tomorrow we will resume our advance. Moscow is now only 200 miles away.
Little boy.
Just gonna give you a little spanking. It's not very sporting, is it? For his honor in Russia's not mine.
Gotta look up the history behind that. Very
Yeah.
unfamiliar. The wars in 1812.
Huh.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Russians don't accept defeat too well.
Everyone thinks they can beat the Russian winter.
Do what you gotta do.
Talk about Society of the Snow.
Yeah, again.
Or suffering sickness, desertion.
I want to watch some tropical movies, man.
God.
You sent to Russia only 40,000 F.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. He killed 560,000 people.
It also provides for Empress Josephine to retain all of her properties.
Considering everything you just did, not a bad deal.
No. $2 million a year because you killed 560,000 people.
Be curious what 1 million francs would be today's dollar. All right, getting some warm weather.
No way.
Oh.
I mean, what was it about this girl? I mean, is he just making a power move?
And you can use it.
Now that's Riz.
Yeah, take some notes. By the way, this girl just like cast a spell on all of Europe. Like, oof.
Not a good look.
Boney's old bird. What a terrible nickname, Boney. Oh. Oof.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Is that where the word boner came from?
No shot.
No way.
No.
That can't be.
No, it comes from thinking it's a bone.
Okay.
Dear Josephine.
I mean, that would make more sense, yeah.
I think, at least.
Yeah.
I'm a historian.
You in France.
Yeah, I feel like guys like that can't just stop.
No. Him?
No way. Yeah, people that are that great.
If you do not provoke me, you do not have to fear me.
There's no retirement. I do sometimes have that thought, not that the two are fair to compare necessarily, but I'm like, well, I wonder what Michael Jordan just does in retirement.
I am a flower that opens its petals and smiles to the sunshine.
Both great, just different ways.
That's a good point.
Come quickly, my friend.
She's sick.
Thank you.
How long do you think doctors lasted back in the day?
Oh my God, dude.
It's like, yeah, let me just get all up in there.
To receive any visitors.
Napoleon is coming. I understand.
Not good.
Do you? Wow, what a great job to be a doctor. Stay in bed.
Yeah, except then you get infected by everybody.
That's true.
No mask, no gloves.
They could wear the plague mask.
Yeah. Well, what was bubonic plague? I think that might have been after. Was
After
it?
this?
No.
No.
Hold on, my history is all off.
No. No. Couldn't tell you. But then I want to say like 14 to 1600s.
Yeah.
Bonaparte, Your Majesty. He has returned. A ship landed on the beach in Antibes this morning.
Look at this dog.
The small dogs, man.
More. Your Majesty.
Mid 1300s. Yeah, that was way off. Sometimes, because like during this period of history, so much was happening. It's hard to keep track of when things occurred. It is always a fun game to play. Like, what came first?
Zero frame of reference.
Yeah.
He wishes to speak.
Man.
It's a fast
That
turnaround.
easy?
Like, well, you only killed 560,000.
Yeah. They didn't share that part with them. Hey, that's what you get when you got the soldiers on your side.
Yeah. Maybe it's one of those things where just times were probably better, maybe under him. I don't know.
Could be. Yeah, King Louis didn't have the best reputation.
No. Who was it? The Sun King, I think. God, I need to read up on my history. Covered all of this in high school, and I don't remember any of it.
I remembered all of it.
And no one thought to notify me.
It's a big loss for him.
No kidding.
I don't blame you.
Of course not. For the misfortunes of your mother. I want the letters that I wrote to
Oh,
her.
what? I didn't even know that was her daughter.
They were stolen by her
guess so.
valet.
I think that was from her previous marriage.
In the cupboard in her bedroom next to her bed.
What did he do with them?
Her valet sold them.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's a rough day for him.
France and Belgium, an army. 70,000 troops from England.
You know he's fought.
Oh, yeah. Diabetes.
Has routed the farmyards of Europe while the farmers snored.
Oh.
25,000 men, 125,000 men.
Jesus, man.
It's like a game of chess.
God.
Against our 125,000 men. Disallow them from uniting forces here.
I'm really surprised. I mean, I'm sure they're skipping around here that they took him in again that quickly.
Yeah, right. I think a coup will it happens pretty quick. Cool shot of the sun peeking through him. Good job with those shadows. Man, the English don't just drum up a lot of excitement, do they?
No.
Give me some Braveheart or something.
Estimated time of arrival, sir. Officer? About 5 hours. About 5 hours!
They got better in World War II.
True. Churchill. Yeah.
Man. That's not easy to do.
No, I don't know what even the purpose was.
Just to show them off. Check this out. 2 horses, baby. Still cool,
Just sleeping.
though.
One another. Hold your fire, rifleman, on pain of death.
Yes.
And the soldiers just have to stand there like an idiot, just waiting to be shot at.
Imminent death.
Prussian troops have been sighted.
All this rain and snow. I'm getting chilly.
A little cold in here.
Yeah,
a little uncomfortable, Josh, compared to these
bit.
guys.
It's too cold. It's room temperature.
I'm always sitting there just like an angry dad. Just
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't do the thing. Oh, that means he
Didn't even need
loses.
to.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Like, oh my god.
I'm like dodging
you
it on the
imagine?
screen. Can you imagine seeing one of that just fly right at you?
Yeah. All right. That's fantastic. I'm gonna say, like, you hate to be the drum guy, right? Oh God. I mean.
Oh, they always look so smug.
Like they're dropping right next to him.
Yeah. You know, if you're in front, you're gone.
Oh yeah. You're like, I'm in the second wave.
The guys in front just like slowly take steps back as they're marching forward. Just
Like,
like,
can you step in front of me here?
It's like I forgot my things back at base camp.
Is he caving?
Oh my god.
That's
Wow.
new. It's like
Close.
it's like Roman
Yeah.
battle formation. Ow, dude. You just imagine getting full-on body checked by a horse?
Can't imagine any of this.
No.
Ingenious battle tactic, though.
He lost. Man, I mean, what do you do?
You probably have to cannonball your way in.
Oh, yeah, the cannons would actually be very helpful. Oh.
Oh. Just get pulled down by your horse and just stabbed by 60 bayonets.
Oh.
Always the drummer.
Yeah, they gotta get him. I mean, why would you even shoot that guy?
I don't know.
What's he gonna do?
She doesn't even know what to do.
Ooh. Dang, he deserted?
Looks like it.
I'm the first to admit when I make a mistake, but never do.
Mind your head, sir. Clear the room. Quickly.
They don't make him, though. Like, it seems that everyone looks up to him, but I don't quite see why. I mean, obviously he's a great, or was, I suppose, great military general.
The military power. I mean, they didn't do a good job of showing, I think, what he conquered.
What? I think...
Please.
I also don't know, like, what position he's in now. Like, is he...
Now I know why you have such...
He captured by England?
Opinion that you have been spared the fate of being shot.
I love that he was cocky enough to think they're just gonna, like, yeah, I'm just gonna chill in England.
Again, not bad. Like, for everything they did, hey, we're giving you a private island.
Right. No, but just all the shit talk about England and now, oh yeah, I could get used to the rolling hills and all that. But what I was saying before those... Oh, here, hold on.
My sweet, stubborn emperor, I let you loose and let you come to ruin.
I think it's just reminding him of where he's at.
Right.
It's common knowledge, sir.
They poison him.
Oh my god.
3 million people died.
Shocker. Oh, nice, Lulu.
Thank you, Lulu.
All right.
Oh, I need a stretch.
Oh, yeah. Man. I'll take these things off.
Ooh. All right.
All right. That was a movie.
That was a movie, yes. Let me just double check here for any... I don't think there'd be any hidden scenes. Yeah, no.
Got the end credits for the sequel.
So...
That was interesting. Well, I could understand the poor reviews, honestly. In my mind, that was a bit of a letdown from how much the movie was hyped up.
So let's hear your thoughts.
My thoughts. Joaquin Phoenix, great actor. He played Napoleon well. I didn't know much about him, honestly, and his personality, so it was interesting to see that kind of conveyed. I mean, the awkwardness definitely came through, and I knew he was obsessed with Josephine, his wife. And I had heard the one letter they didn't show, or I didn't even include, was him literally writing, telling her not to bathe before he came home. Did they not include that? I feel like I didn't hear it.
I didn't catch that part.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Other than that, overall, the movie, I'll be honest, didn't really pull me in. I wasn't really kind of in the movie, especially like the past two movies, which were so good, and I was deep into the story. I feel like they kind of just skipped around a lot of history without giving me enough context to understand what was going on. And they could have maybe limited it a little bit just to give me some kind of like, I don't know, some like tenseness or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Battle scenes were outstanding.
Yep.
For sure. I think that was a
Absolutely.
saving point of the movie.
Yeah, no, I would agree. For me, I mean, I wrote this down. Obviously, the set pieces and attention to detail was out of this world. I mean, almost all of those shots look like they were straight out of a painting. So that, I always talk about color grading. I'm big on that. Unbelievable. Score, great. The stage direction, even though I joked about it, still, like, I got to go back and see how he shot those scenes. Because, I mean, the battle scenes are what sold the movie. Forget everything else, I'm with you. But the battle scenes, Ridley Scott knows what he's doing in that regard.
Yeah, that ice. The favorite scene was probably the
invasion of
frozen, the frozen battle on the river. Those shots of the cannons going into the water were very unique. I haven't really seen any of that before, and they included kind of like that, I don't know, like that fizzing water sound. It added a different dimension, I think, to it.
Yeah, I wrote down the grandiose set pieces, the costume design.
Yes.
So I just felt like, first off, the relationship drama, like, it took up way too much time for this movie. I wanted to know about him, and they kind of, like, they skipped over all that. I would have loved to have seen. I felt like he just became emperor, and then...
Right.
I mean, I understand there's probably so much to get through, but it was way too much telling and not showing, which is a pet peeve of mine. There were so many just slow scenes that you really just felt were not necessary.
Yeah.
And it felt to me, too, at times, and all the acting was phenomenal, and I think this is probably direction and script, that it felt as if Joaquin Phoenix didn't really know what to do with the character at a lot of times. And, obviously there's no video footage that they can refer back to. But I think a lot of it has to do with probably the way the script was written as well.
Yeah, I'm with you. For a historical movie, specifically, I think you could have showed how much interest he had in Josephine, I think, just by the letters. And they established it within the first, half hour of the movie with him going to Egypt and everything and the affair. Like, we all got that established, and then they just kept going back to it.
Right.
I definitely would have liked some more history. They, like, gave names of historical people in some scenes, but not others. Didn't clarify what certain meetings were about. Didn't give enough, I think, historical context for me, is for any...
Yeah, because a lot of people, like, us, we know a little bit of history, but very limited.
Yeah, I mean, we all know, like, it's much easier to tell something about World War II or World War I. Because this is, you consider this a war movie?
It's a good question. Not really, no.
Yeah, so I don't know, because it's in the middle of it, because I feel like it tried to be, but it also tried to be the biopic, but then it didn't really give, like you said, a huge intake into what his childhood was like, or how he came to power, or the issues going on in France.
Yeah.
And they rushed through a lot. You're right.
Right. And I also they didn't really make him likable at all. And I understand he wasn't supposed to be, but there had to have been a reason why so many people revered him, like that scene at the end where the English kids are all sitting and listening to his stories. Obviously, there's something people saw in him, and I felt like that part was missing from his character in the movie.
Yeah, I think they didn't do a good enough job of showing how big his victories were, especially for the time. I mean, even now, he's still rated as one of the best, if not the best general of all time for an army. And I could get his respect historically of why people praised him like that, but they didn't do a good job of showing it in the movie.
Yeah, so I just looked it up. Let's see. Film costs had a budget of $200 million.
Can you look up what it made?
Yeah, good question.
Box office? Because I heard it was kind of a flop, but...
I mean, that's hard to make up that kind of
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, wow, $220.6 million worldwide. So not really any money.
Yeah, I mean 20 million.
Yeah, I'm sure they had other, I don't know, they spent others.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know what the budget, if that's like marketing and costs and all that shit. So yeah, they lost money for sure.
Yeah, especially compared to like, some Marvel movies and stuff that are making
billions.
Way more money.
All right, so I just wanted to see. Okay, so this is from Time, how Ridley Scott Napoleon stacks up against the French Emperor's real story, how accurate the movie's portrayal of his marriage to Josephine.
Didn't slap Josephine, was out of character for him. Would never do a thing like that. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a big scene, too. Like, that's a very...
Josephine saying, "You're going to have to divorce me. I can never have a child." She never did anything like that. She did not want to be divorced. She knew what was coming, but that's a different thing. He was really in love with her. He completely started by her. Never felt like this about anybody who's desperate to be pregnant. She knew herself that's what her position depended upon. And he was desperate for her to get pregnant because he didn't want a divorce. He loved her, but then she could not conceive. Best known milestones, the victory over the Russians and Austrians, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, Austerlitz. I guess I just did.
Yeah, pretty good.
Which is probably the greatest single battlefield victory in European history ever. Wow. Yeah, see, like, it felt intense.
Right.
But I didn't feel the victory aspect, like the celebration.
And he didn't feel like against the odds.
Yeah.
They did it in the last scene where you like knew, you pointed out these have 120,000, these 150,000. That would have been great throughout the whole movie. Just do a context scene saying, these are why they're attacking us. This is how many men they have. This is how many men we have. It's going to be an uphill battle.
Right.
They do this in every like war movie. Every war movie. Like,
yeah.
We're on the odds, men. You know, there's nothing like that.
His creation of the Civil Code, which forms the basis of the law in over 40 countries, particularly the code of procedure, like how to conduct a trial, how you buy and sell a house, and how you get divorced.
Didn't touch on that at all.
Yeah, on the other hand, you might choose the way you respond to his exile in St. Helena by dictating his memoirs and completely winning over a new generation. When he was at his absolute lowest, he found a way to fight back.
Yeah, didn't even talk about his writing, really.
Was Napoleon popular? How did Napoleon become a household name? Napoleon's popularity among the French during his own reign is vastly overestimated. Most ordinary French people hated Napoleon because that meant taxation and conscription. But he developed a powerful following amongst a generation of educated young people. France under Napoleon was a European empire ruling parts of large parts of Italy, Germany, Low Countries. Young educated men and their wives or their girlfriends saw tremendous job opportunities that they would not have had otherwise. After Napoleon's fall, he developed a tremendous popular following among people in France. When the memoirs of the war start to fade, young generations who have never seen what they think of his glory feel cheated of it.
Interesting.
He had a tremendous propaganda machine, made sure the images of him were everywhere. There were cheap wood cuts of him in all his glorious battles. And then, of course, how good of a military leader. He was an exceptional leader. There's no question about that. The guy had charisma. The guy could inspire loyalty in the soldiers. See, that's the part I didn't feel at all.
I could see it in a little bit in when he was on the battlefield. He seemed like a different person.
Yeah, I guess on the battlefield, but the charisma element was not there for me.
No, yeah.
At least in the movie, obviously.
I mean, Joaquin Phoenix, it's, you know, he always plays a similar character archetype. Always a little stiff, a little bit awkward. Like, I've never seen him be like a super charismatic, confident character.
Right. And then what's the significance of the Battle of Waterloo? I don't think there was any way that Napoleon could have come out of that campaign victorious. He might have won the Battle of Waterloo itself, but there was no way he was going to win the war. He had to throw everything he had at the British and the Prussians in that campaign because his military resources were greatly reduced. But there's another significance to Waterloo. The French see it as a glorious defeat, and so do a lot of romantic writers all over Europe. Even in Britain, young people like Walter Scott see Napoleon as a romantic hero who had given it one last shot. The exile to St. Helena kind of martyred him, and the myth grows from this that this is a special guy. It was a glorious defeat. In Britain, we talk a lot about the Dunkirk spirit, that we were driven into the sea, but somehow it didn't matter because it was glorious. We got out of it. Waterloo was the French version of Dunkirk. Okay, that's a good comparison. It was the last throw of the dice, going down guns blazing. For this part, I'll just read this last year. I'm sorry, guys. We're just trying to recapture the history here because neither of us, I would say, are too familiar. When people think of Napoleon, perhaps their first thought of a leader who was really insecure about his height. Is that correct? Reputation. Obviously, I did look this up, that he was around 5'6" in today's time, which is not that short, especially for that time. We think he was somewhere between 5'5" and 5'7". That's about average, slightly taller than average for people at the time. But he was smaller than Josephine by a good way. He rode a small horse most of the time to make him look bigger because they were bigger than him, but I don't think he had a particular complex about it. A lot of these things about Napoleon being small and having a complex about it were developed by the British cartoonist James Gilray, who's a genius, and he did a series of Napoleon cartoons very early in his rise to power that show him that way as this little guy. Oh, is he the one? There's a classic photo of Napoleon, a drawing, where he's on a horse, and he has his sword up in there, a white horse, and he looks really small. I have a feeling that's the same one.
But yeah, the one, I mean, the image I remember of him was him under his bed with Josephine in the news article. But yeah, I mean, they didn't talk about that at all, really, right? Of him being, I mean, good on them for not touching on it because I guess it's not true. Yeah, I mean, it's one right there, carving up the world. That's actually pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, and look how, I mean, they do make him look tiny.
Yeah,
so
it's a rough nose too.
Yeah, well, here's the real Napoleon we're drawing. I mean,
not really like Joaquin Phoenix, honestly.
Yeah, not quite how I pictured him. I mean, obviously the apparel.
Right, they got the costume design.
The hair.
But they got the costume design
everything
down pat.
for sure.
Yeah, how do they not
This
know
was
what
the photo I was thinking of, this one.
Oh. That looks pretty romantic of him to me.
I guess I was just trying to say, like, in terms of his I guess his stature doesn't look as small as I thought.
Why is there a picture of Elon on there?
Must study Napoleon to take battlefield lessons.
Oh, great. That's exactly
Perfect.
what we need.
And then is this Josephine here? Oh,
That's
no,
it.
maybe that's... Oh, wait, is that him? Oh, shit.
Yeah, that was him. Josh, come on now.
Oh, my God.
Look up a picture of Josephine real quick. Let's see.
Actually, and then, yeah, from when they got married or when
Yeah.
they crowned themselves king and queen, I mean, that's
dead on.
spot on. Yeah. I mean, she really does look like her.
That looks, yeah.
They did a good job with that.
Man, how did she get a stranglehold on Europe, huh?
Good question.
Not that I'm doubting her looks, but just that.
No, it's nothing to do with
a
the
lot
looks.
of lot of power to be had in that one woman. I don't know, Josh. Any final thoughts? I thought that was much lower quality than our last two movies that we reviewed. Even 3, actually. I put that at the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
I would trying to think of a rating. I would give that. I'd probably give that a.
It's tough because everything else the acting was great. The battle scenes were great. Cinematography was great. Costume design was great. All of that stuff was amazing. But the script sucked.
The story, it sucks because...
not suck, but it was slow.
It sucks because the story, I don't know, you got to get that good right first. The rest of the stuff, like you can turn a good movie with a good story into a great movie with all the extra set design and all the cinematography and stuff. But if you're lacking the story, to me, it's not there. I would give it a 5.8.
Yeah, I would give it maybe a tad higher. Again, it's not a movie I want to rewatch, but the battle scenes, it's just because it was done so well in typical Ridley Scott fashion, it's tough for me because as a person who appreciates quality cinematography and all that stuff, I don't know what I would rate it. That's a tough one. I just wanted to go through this list quickly from Watch Mojo. This is more what I was looking for, just top 10 things Napoleon gets factually right and wrong. Napoleon's height, they got right. When Joaquin Phoenix got cast, some thought he was too tall, but he actually, even though it's said to be 5'2", those measurements were predated the metric system. Napoleon was closer to 169 centimeters, or around 5 foot 6.5 inches. Napoleon was at Maria Antoinette's execution. That was wrong. Breaking ice at the Battle of Austerlitz. That was right. Fire of Moscow. That was right. Napoleon.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. Napoleon attacked the pyramids. Of course, we talked about that. That was wrong. I think that was just to make him seem grander than life.
Well, it's actually close. It says battle took place roughly 9 miles away from the pyramids. I was going to say, I can't imagine the Egyptians would want to battle right in front of the pyramid.
No. Well, it was just that the fact he purposely bombed it. Although I could see him doing that, so maybe that's why. Number 5, Napoleon left Egypt to confront Josephine about her affair. That was wrong. Number 4, Napoleon divorced Josephine because she couldn't produce an heir. That was right. Number 3, Napoleon learned of Josephine's death, or how Napoleon learned of Josephine's death. That was wrong. Although they had been divorced for almost 4 years, this revelation still crushed the real Napoleon. He didn't receive the grim news from another person either. Rather, he read about Josephine's passing in a French journal. Number 2, Napoleon was shot through the hat during the Battle of Waterloo. That was wrong. And then number 1, Napoleon crowned himself. That was right. You know, of course, they're always going to take liberties. It is a movie, after all. But, I mean, did you enjoy it? Like, was it, or just kind of mid for you?
Kind of mid for me.
Myself.
I'll be honest. No, that's all right. Kind of mid for me.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, especially in relation to some of the great movies that have come out in the past year and ones that we've watched. Didn't live up to, I don't know, those standards.
It's such a shame. You know, I think this is always a common problem with filmmakers or filmmaking in general, is just everyone overlooks the scripts.
Yep.
And that is the building block of every movie. So you can have, and this is a perfect example, you can have everything else in place.
Right.
If the scripting isn't good, it's not going to be a great movie.
Also, you had the epic stories written. Again, this is based on true story. These are epic stories, like some of the greatest in known history.
Right.
And you're going to fail at the script and not like draw me into it.
Yeah. Admittedly, it's also hard to condense so much history into, I mean, so like I can see him warranting a 2.5 hour movie, but it felt 2.5 hours.
They didn't have to. They didn't have to. They could have, a lot of movies, historical movies especially, they'll tell you, 3 years later, 5 years later. They'll skip to the best parts.
Right.
You didn't need all of the in between.
Yeah.
Especially, they could have given some other context, just saying, oh, he won this battle in between.
Yep.
Or just give overarching highlights of battles. They could have just done it a completely different way, in my opinion, especially for historical. Either keep it on the battlefield and let's just see some awesome battle scenes, or give me the right historical context to understand. One or the other.
Yeah. Well, either way, we hope you guys at least enjoyed this reaction. We appreciate you guys being here. As always, make sure to subscribe. And then, of course, if you're watching this on Patreon, thank you.
Yep.
And if you're not, make sure to head over to the Patreon to see our full unfiltered reaction plus some bonus content.
Yeah.
And then with that being said, we'll see you all next video. Thank you.
See ya.